Welcome back to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix, and it is time for the Quick 3 Tarot, or Oracle, because I'm using an Oracle deck today, for Friday, July the 29th. Before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Okay, so for those who are new to this, the Quick 3 Tarot that I usually do is for the collective. It's not for a specific sign. As I say with any reading, speaking of readings, the general August readings are already up for all of the signs. The love readings are already up for all of the signs. And my goal is to start the money readings for all of the signs tomorrow for August. So yeah, whatever reading you listen to, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. I'm just a person sitting here reading the energy and the tarot cards. You know your story better than I ever could. Now, as for the PreShuffle Energy with the Oracle deck, I'm using the God in Titans Oracle deck. I actually used that during my new moon in Leo reading, which if you haven't listened to or watched the new moon in Leo reading, you might want to check that out. It was really, really good. I used the God in Titans and then the Goddesses and Sirens Oracle deck, or decks. So yeah, but I'm using my God and Titans Oracle deck today because I love this deck. PreShuffle Energy. So, for some of you, you need to get some sleep. You need to rejuvenate yourself. You need to refill your cup. Some of you might not be getting the rest that you should based off of the PreShuffle Energy. And I feel also something is telling me that if you get more sleep, if there are questions that you are looking for answers to, then you may find those answers in your sleep. Or when you wake up from your sleep, where you're feeling rejuvenated, your mind is a little bit clearer, and then something just comes to you a little bit better. So just throwing that out there. That's the PreShuffle Energy. Let's go ahead and figure out what the main energy is. May I have the energy for the collective for Friday, July 29th? May I have the energy for the collective for Friday, July the 29th? May I have the energy for the collective for Friday, July 29th? What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? May I have some cards, please? Okay, this one really wants to come out, so I'm going to let it drop. Wow, I was thinking about this card earlier, and this is the card that came out during Leo, the new moon in Leo, which, by the way, the new moon in Leo wraps up today. And it's Typhon. I was saying typhoon. It's Typhon, which is a Titan or whatever. The Sphinx, what else? There's another one. It's Cerberus, the three-headed dog that guards the gates of Hades. Typhon is the father of the Sphinx and Cerberus, and also another mythical creature too. And this is anger and rage. That's so crazy that this card came out. Not crazy, but yeah. So some of you might be feeling a certain way about things. You might be angry about something. You need to learn how to channel your anger. Also, you have to learn not to push your anger down too, as well. Again, don't let anger consume you. You have to find, like everything, and I've mentioned this before on a gazillion episodes, you have to find balance to everything. And anger is no exception. You have to find balance to your anger, is what this is. So yeah, it says anger and rage. All right, may I have another card, please? Thank you. Wow. Okay, the Green Man came out. Green Man is abundance. So there's abundance around you. So Green Man, and I'll read the Green Man in a minute. Let's get through this and then I'll let you know what the book says. Oh, here it is. Set that there. All right, may I have another card, please? Thank you. And then Ra came out. And Ra is power. And then this one flipped over, and I'm going to take this. And this is the same card that came out during Typhon came out during the full moon in new moon in Leo, and then also altruism, which is Prometheus. Pretty sure that one came out too. But love was under that, which is Eros. I want to check something for the Green Man. Let me read this right quick. I'm finding it in the book here. Okay, Green Man, abundance. It says, prosperity and growth are bursting forth. Any seeds that you plant now will flourish. Walk through any rural area in the Glastonbury and Cornwall area of Britain, and you might see a leafy face appearing up through the ground itself. In churches in Spain and France, his features appear carved into the columns. In Wales, his face appears carved into the trees, entwined with curling vines, the very essence of growth and fertility. The Green Man crosses many cultures and countries. His is perhaps one of the oldest energies, that of the glorious abundance of the earth and its plants, Lord of the woods, forests, gardens, and all that grows there. The Green Man has vitality and renewal flowing through his foliate body. In the Wiccan tradition, the Green Man is related to the horned god and is often used to represent the masculine divine. The gods Cernunnos, Pan, and even Osiris are also considered close energetic relations. There is a very strong birth, death, rebirth aspect for the Green Man, mimicking the natural flow of life. Should the Green Man unfurl in your life, know that growth is underway and is bound to bring with it prosperity in all things. The deep energies of the earth are at work to help you co-create the green that you want, whether that is health, success in school, or even wealth. The Green Man also fosters the feelings of enthusiasm and passion and works side by side with you as things expand, transform, and grow. Ask yourself, what is it that you wish to grow? What seeds need to be sown? Are you focused on school and academics? Or is this a time you want to focus on creating beautiful art or writing? Whatever it is, the Green Man can help you create in abundance. Now, it says the shadow side of the Green Man who signals a feeling of unstoppable exuberance. This in itself is pleasurable, but sometimes we cannot stop. It is a wild and sometimes dark energy. In his darker aspect, the Green Man is a trickster or the Dark Lord of all he surveys. Step into the most untamed forest and the thick bush, and we will feel a fear of all that is wild and alive. Sometimes we fear prosperity and our own growth in the same way. Sometimes we crave too much abundance, letting it take over our lives. So don't get carried away with your goals, clearly. And also, abundance is here. Is for you. This is a time of expansion, growth, and transformation. And then the other card that came out was Ra. I want to read that one. That one is power as well. So Ra, let me get to this page. Okay, Ra, power. It says, know that you have power and it is real. This card is an invitation to be your most vital self and develop your power from the inside out. Ra is the embodiment of power, creative power, solar power, power in leadership, and physical power. So powerful was Ra within the Egyptian pantheon that his identity was often combined and fused with other gods' identities. Pharaohs were known as sons of Ra, as a reference to their omnipotence, and all considered Ra a father figure. Ra as a deity is an ancient one, but not until the 4th and 5th dynasties did his cult grow to become one of the most commanding. It was then that he inspired huge constructions, including temples, public spaces, pyramids, and tombs, most of them aligned to the cycles of the sun. Ra's worshippers created, practiced, and recorded beautiful and magical prayers, rites, and invocations of all kinds. Many still survive today. One of the most recognized solar deities of almost any culture, Ra is the personification of the sun. In particular, the setting sun as it travels beneath the underworld to resurrect itself at dawn. The ancient Egyptians knew how much their survival and that all of the beings relied upon the blessings of the sun. So Ra was an integral part of the spiritual life. The mighty Ra calls us to power up and become fully alive when we feel drained or powerless. We are not honoring our birthright. When it seems like our lives are being controlled by rules and what others ask or tell us to do, it is easy to feel powerless. True power is always a pure and good force, and we find it by looking inward. Developing practices that enable us to increase our inner power. For example, meditation or spellcraft can help us retain a good level of energy. This means we can feel empowered even under difficult circumstances. When we don't feel like we are in control of a certain situation, we need only look inward to see that we do have true power over how we deal with and respond to situations, meaning we always have power in our own lives. Ra also calls us outside to receive the blessings of the sun. We need the sun's rays to set off essential chemical reactions in our body, such as the production of vitamin D. And without this, we can feel tired or even confused. The shadow side of Ra. Power can corrupt those who do not channel it well. Abuse of power can occur anywhere, on teams, in families, in groups of friends, at a job, within governments, and it is damaging on so many levels. Ensure you are not part of the problem and are not disempowering others. Corruption empowers just a few and is, of course, answerable to the laws of Ma'at and man. So what I'm getting from this is you are not powerless. Some of you may be feeling angry, or there may be rage right now because you feel like you don't have any power, but really you do. Power and abundance is around you. So what I'm titling this, you're not powerless. Step into your power, which is Ra. And then that allows you to claim what's yours, which is your abundance, because abundance is around you. So you're not powerless. That's the message. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, be blessed.